Hello, welcome to my channel. My channel is called Serenity and Strength, and it covers my journey of widowhood together with my wellness journey. My name is Joyce Onyango. I would kindly ask that if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. And subscribing does not cost you anything. It will simply mean that whenever I post new videos, they'll automatically come to you. You don't need to look for them. If you are an old subscriber, thank you very much. In this particular episode, I am just going to continue the rest of the thoughts I had on standing in the gap. If you have not watched any of the earlier recordings, I'd ask that you kindly do so that you bring yourself up to speed. Kindly also do like, share, and also let me have your comments. Sharing and liking will help to make more people have access to the videos. In sharing your experiences, you would be able to perhaps help others who are in the same kind of circumstance so they know how to better navigate whatever they are in. At the same time, it would help to know which direction we should take the channel. So I would really love to hear your comments. With standing in the gap for the widow, at this point in time, I am taking into consideration the areas that I thought were important during the preparation for the funeral. Another aspect is having somebody as a sounding board, and that actually required listening patiently as I processed my thoughts and decisions aloud. And here, the particular person who I had, that was Joy. She was very good at this. And the other aspect for her was that, yes, you listen patiently, and the various decisions I had, the various options I had. But she was very good at also, twisting the options a bit or bring in another aspect, which you'd see that is very practical and very relevant. So you really need somebody who can be that kind of a person for you. Then the other aspect is being an observer. Notice when I'm overwhelmed and gently step in to ease the load. So even as you're stepping in to ease the load, you don't necessarily need to show the person that, they are not quite managing, but, you come in such a way that you are really just supporting them, and they can just see that you are supporting them. And she was very good also at noticing things, things she would say or observe and say that, this is what she's seeing and it could lead to such and such a thing. And sure enough, later on, you'd find that even not even immediately, but later on, you'd see that this comes to pass. So you need somebody who's that kind of a person. And you find that when you have that kind of a person with you, they also need to be somebody who looks at things they have sort of like the same value sets as you. So you look at things in the same way. If not, then you could actually be at cross purposes. So she would always draw attention to, things that needed to be dealt with. Then you also need somebody who's an advisor, offer thoughtful suggestions when I ask, and especially on things to do with logistics or even traditions or even, Christian aspects, things of that sort. Then a shield, somebody who can help manage visitors or questions so I can rest when needed. And, I really would find it very difficult or painful if I had to keep on repeating sometimes the same thing again, because you find somebody would ask you one thing and then somebody else comes and they're asking exactly the same thing again. So she had a way of actually, putting them off in a way and going and handling the things. Then the other thing which is very, very important, it is the spiritual support. You need a prayer warrior. And sure enough, that one she definitely was. And that prayer warrior is both on site and off site. And that person needs to be able to pray for your strength, your peace, and your guidance. And they'll pray with you and also for you when they are at their own place. And praying for somebody has a very, very, very powerful effect. People sometimes do not think it, but it has a lot of, power and makes a lot of difference in any kind of situation, and particularly this kind of a situation. Then a spiritual encourager, that one was somebody who, to me, would remind me of comforting scriptures, hymns, or affirmations. So, especially when you feel too weak to pray. And this would help a lot if you're able to prepare such a thing in a small notebook that you can refer to when you wish to refer to such things. Then there's just the aspect of practical help, looking after my own physical comfort and also the comfort of my children. I found at that point in time that my appetite went. I really wouldn't feel like eating. But there she was always making sure that the food is there for both you and the children, and it's brought, and she sits with you as you're eating. She's also eating and making sure that you really eat. Then one other thing is also making sure, apart from eating, that you keep hydrated. That is very important. You don't even notice that you need to drink water. So that was important. Then the other aspect, if I recall, is also just that you do dress appropriately. Like we were in a winter season, and you're sort of like in a dream, and sometimes you don't quite think of some of the things you need to do, the way you need to dress, but you'll be there and say, you also need a scarf, you also need this and that, and same for the children. That was also a way in which he helped so much. So all that period before we left to travel, I don't even know how the house ran, but it was running. Things were there. Things were being coordinated. The house was in order. Yes, I had the maid, but on a daily basis, I used to before always, you know, engage on what was supposed to happen. But all this was being done, and things were working out. People were coming in and out, and what was required was there. So this was people standing in the gap. So people being able to coordinate what is going on, the household tasks, the shopping for the house, the cooking, you know, and things were just in order. So that was people standing in the gap. Then communicating, that is updating family members, community, even church members. I didn't have to do any of that. That was being done for me. Needed to be communicated, was communicated. Then fundraising support, you know, helping to organize contributions, whether it was through Harambe, mobile money, diaspora support, all those kinds of things, and even coordinating with a welfare group if you have a welfare group. You need very specific people to make sure that those things are going on. You can't do it, but others will stand in the gap and do that kind of thing. So if where somebody can do that, you just ensure that it is happening. Then on some of the errands that you needed to do out of the house, I remember I had to go to the workplace. I had to go to the shops at some point. Now it may not happen as much because of being able to get things online and things actually being brought to the house. But nevertheless, you need somebody to coordinate those things. Then even when it comes to things like documentation, there's paperwork to be done, processing or filling in of death certificates. Now you may fill in some of those things online, but you need somebody to do that. Any kind of claims. I had to fill in forms for leave. I had to fill in a house application form. I had to fill in things for salary advance, that kind of a thing. So all that, you need somebody to go with you and actually assist you also in the process. because at that point in time, you may not think the way that you would normally think. So those are the kind of things that you need somebody to do that for you. But in all that, as I said, you need respect for the expression of grief that the person comes up with, the way they decide to grieve, that is them. Grieving is very personal, and each person has their own way of mourning. So it's best that it's just respected, and you're just there to support them. Our drink this time round is an infusion of mint and orange and can be enjoyed at any time in the day. The base again is 1 liter of clean drinking water. Then you will have mint leaves, about 8 to 10 of them, and then you have half an orange which you slice into half circles as thin as you can get them, and you'll find that your preparation time is not that long, in that you will need to press the mint leaves as we've been pressing them in the past, but that is just a light press so that the leaves themselves do not get bruised in any way. But once you press it, you'll be able to smell that smell of mint, because the oils would have actually been released from the leaves, and it is that nice taste or that nice smell of the leaves as well as the orange which makes the drink very special, and you'll really enjoy it. So once you've pressed the leaves, then you will put the leaves together with the orange slices into the jug of 1 liter of water, and you'll cover and let it infuse for 2 to 4 hours at room temperature, or if you prefer, you could have it diffuse overnight in the fridge. The benefits of mint are that it aids digestion and reduces bloating, refreshes breath and cools the body, and can help relieve mild headaches and stress, whilst with orange, it is rich in vitamin C, so supports immunity, contains antioxidants that support skin health, adds natural sweetness, reducing cravings for sugary drinks, and the combined benefit of both is that you'll have a hydrating and refreshing drink which supports digestion after meals and gently boosts energy and mood. It also, as we said with all infusions, encourages increased intake of water. Once the drink is ready, you will strain the drink, and if it is up to what you want, then you will remove the mint so that you don't have that bitter taste. So you'll find that when you strain it, you'll have a drink which is light orange in color, and you can drink it at that room temperature. Alternatively, if you prefer the warm drinks, you can prepare the warm version, whereby you will heat 1 liter of water until it is hot but not boiling. Then you add 1 to 2 thin slices of orange and 6 to 8 fresh mint leaves. You cover and let it steep for about 5 to 10 minutes. Strain and you sip it while it is warm. The warm drink is best for cool mornings, but still can be enjoyed any other time. Don't forget to thoroughly wash the oranges and also the mint that you use. Let me know which you preferred out of the hot or the warm or the room temperature drink, and I do hope that with all this you're able to increase your water intake, because you have quite a variety of infusions to choose from, and you should find that you're healthier than you have been. Do let me know the quantities also that you preferred of the particular ingredients. Do subscribe, like, and share. Enjoy. See you next time.